you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, let's have some fun today. Yo. GMS fam, the green room. Am I good? Am I clear? Can you hear me? It is a wonderful Tuesday. Got to get the joint right. That's right. How's everybody doing, man? I hope everybody woke up on the right side of the bed. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having positive energy, good vibes. Hope you woke up on the right side of the bed. Hope you get into the money, achieving all the goals that you have set out there for your life. You understand me? That's what GMS is about, that green mind state, man. We keep that positive energy, and we always want to make sure that everybody's doing well, man. Everybody in the chat, the green room. I appreciate y'all, man. What's going on? Brim Dog, King Lukey, Samajin, The One, Arius Allen, Jalen Sims. Oh yes. The greenery is being puffed in a major way. I forgot what this was called, but it doesn't matter. We don't really care about names as long as that shit is good. Sharon and Don, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate that. Shout out to y'all, man. Now, today is going to be another fun episode talking about some of the GOAT comedians. Matter of fact, not even some of them, one of them, the one. KPCD, what's happening? The one GOAT that in my opinion, now, this is the comedian. This is why am doing this show, because this comedian in particular is my favorite. This is my number one. All right? Dave Chappelle is my number one favorite comedian. And the only reason why I say that is because I can quote at least 2 or 3 jokes from each special that he has. If I can't quote at least one joke from running your specials, you can't be in my top 5. Dave Chappelle, he has an immense amount of quotables. And y'all know this. Dave is one of the GOATs for a reason. We all know Dave Chappelle's style. You know what I'm saying? He says a lot of truth into his comedy, but it's like the way that he twists it and make it and can make it funny, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. I think that was another great thing that was about the Chappelle show, man. Like, He took a lot of things that were uncomfortable and made them funny. It found a way to entertain the people and bring the people together. I always say that the Chappelle show would have probably been the show to bring a lot more people together than divide people in the sense of race. And I'm talking about in all races, not just black versus white, but everybody. And giving people a space to actually make fun of everybody and not just, feel excluded or feel like the one being targeted. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays in comedy, you can't make a joke about certain shit or else a certain group of people will come and try to take your head off. When it should be, everybody should be subjected to all the jokes. Everybody should get the jokes. And we all know that over the past few years, the most recent stand-ups that Dave has been dropping, he's been getting some backlash for the things that he said about a certain community. And honestly, we gonna talk about that. Because he made the one thing Dave is good at is driving a point home in his punchlines or just in his routine, period. Like in his lines, all the things that he uses, Dave is really good at pinpointing the problem and then letting you know his intentions and what he really means. Which is why it was crazy, because the people that were going after him, it was like, y'all not paying attention to what Dave is saying. See, people with common sense understood that Dave's problem wasn't with the LGBTQ community. It was the problem with white people. Because in every this is what I mean. I love the way he breaks it down. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. But let's go through it. Of course, I can't play the stand-up. Okay? So if you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you go watch it after the show. But, or actually, no, not after the show, because I'll give it away. Because some of this stuff is some of the jokes he said, and I wanted to pinpoint them because of how good they were, and then the fact that he was answering a lot of things. Now, he said this was going to be one of his last stand-ups ever. And honestly, made me a little sad, but I also understood that, man, when you a GOAT and you paid your dues, I mean, you can pretty much choose when you want to retire at this point. Dave can retire. He could pop up at a random comedy shop and just fucking freestyle a set for, I don't know, however long. He's that type of comedian. Now, in the beginning, he started off with letting everybody know that he got that thing. That one thing that they putting in your arm these days that I can't mention or else I'll get flagged. He got it. He got the Johnson & Johnson one. He said he got the one that all the homeless people are getting. he got apparently the worst one of them all. And this was after he had got sick, because for those who don't know, Dave ended up contracting the sickness. And he described it as he didn't feel shit. He said he didn't get sick at all. He said he was just at the house watching a whole bunch of shit and just kind of sitting there, just kind of in his own thoughts, just quarantining. But he said he didn't feel sick. He wasn't sick. As a matter of fact, he called himself the Magic Johnson of Corona. which is amazing, because I honestly, in that sense, I feel the same way, because I was around a lot of people that actually got it and actually got really sick, but I never got sick. I'm talking about this entire shit since last year when it started till now. I have not got sick one time, so I kind of understand where he's coming from. Maybe I'm just immune, but I don't know. But either way, he said he got that shit, and I don't know. He said so far so good, which a lot of people, have said already. But in that, he addresses, after that, he addressed the cancellation of certain things, because, he wanted to get the little stuff out the way. He wanted to get the fact that he caught the C and that he got the V and all that other shit. He wanted to get that out the way. But where we are now, he wanted to make sure that this being one of his last, or maybe his last stand-up special, he wanted to make sure he got things extra clear. And for one, you read the title of this. He is cancel proof. Dave Chappelle made sure that he went on that stage and said exactly what was on his mind. He did not hold back words. He didn't hold back punches, which is something he never does. But when you can't try to dictate what somebody like Dave Chappelle does. Somebody who went against the grain from the beginning. Somebody who left $50 million on the table to do a show that was in his name, saying, nah, fuck y'all, I'm gonna go. I don't want to do this. This don't seem right. He left it on the table. We talking about this person, the person that has defeated the odds. He went after all of it. So first he's talked about how the people tried to cancel the baby. And was like, yeah, you know, the baby got himself in some hot water. He was at a festival. He said some things. But it got him to the point where people were trying to cancel him. He said, hey, do you guys remember, or did you guys hear about the baby killing somebody in Walmart? He said the baby killed a nigga in Walmart. And then he's looking around at the crowd because like he's trying to figure out, why the fuck is it cool for a nigga to get killed and you guys amplify his career, but if he hurts the feelings of somebody in the LGBTQ community, then it's a problem. And you got to take opportunities away. You got to take shows away. And you got to cancel somebody. It doesn't make sense. Now, once again, looking at it from the lens of white people doing things that they do towards black people, being discriminative or not even pushing the narrative, just using another narrative or using another agenda to show their racism. And he doesn't even have to put it like that. It's very clear how this shit happens. People bragged about that shit. Oh, you guys know the baby killed somebody in Walmart? Nobody gave a shit about that. Nobody gave a shit about the baby beating up another black man inside a mall, leaving them all bloodied up. They like that shit. They like to see the violence amongst us. But oh shit, don't let nobody get offended from the LGBTQ community or else we'll take your opportunities away. That's what he's talking about. And I get that. Then that's when he asked the crowd, can a gay person be racist? And everybody was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, just making sure. And what he means by, well, after he asked that question, he was like, of course they can. He said, look at Mike Pence. He said, look at Mike Pence. That was a good one. That was a good one. Then he said, he was making jokes, but he also, like I said, he puts the truth inside his jokes. So what he was saying was, he made a joke about how he didn't hate on the gay community, but he was jealous. Jealous in a way of, how did your movement progress so much when ours ain't shit changed and it's been hundreds of years? There's something behind that. You see where he's going with this. It made him think, and here's the joke behind that. See, like this is when he tells a joke, when he puts the seriousness and he tells the truth within the joke, he adds the joke at the end. So with that being said, like, hey, how are gay people progressing so much when our shit has been stagnant for hundreds of years? He said it made him think that if slaves were oiled up and had booty shorts, maybe they would have been freed 100 years earlier. And it's like, do y'all see where he's going with this? Do you see where he is going with this? Does that make sense? It's not about him hating gay people. It's about with these movements, they are derailing what we have been continuously trying to do for hundreds of years that has been stagnant. We have been getting treated the same for so long. And here we are. Now that a movement has the strength to try to take somebody's whole career away if you offend them with words. But the same person you just tried to cancel killed a man. And you didn't give a shit. Now, that's no slight to the baby, because in his situation, it was self-defense. It wasn't like the baby just went and killed a guy in Walmart. Nah, somebody went up and tried to get at him, and he had self-defense. But it was still the fact that that was something that helped catapult his career. It didn't hold him back. So why are you trying to take away his opportunities now because of the things he said on stage in the pinnacle of his career when he's one of the top artists? I don't know. Now, there he told another story, and this is what he meant by putting in this action of helping them understand, the LGBTQ community understand that it wasn't him that hates them. He doesn't hate them. He doesn't have a problem with them. His problem is with white people. He said this. And here's another example. He said he was out one day. He said some people, because of the things that he said, some people have tried to create moments when they've seen him out. People have tried to create moments against him, like put their camera out, low key, or try to trip him up and say some shit. And I guess he's got privy to that, so he knows when the shit is coming. So there was a moment where I guess some guy did something. And when Dave seen it coming, he looked right into the camera, or looked right at him and in the camera, and was like, it said something, called him a bitch ass nigga or something like that. That's what he said. Called him a bitch ass nigga. And he said when the dude went like this and looked back, he said he saw his fingernails were painted. He was like, oops, I fucked up. This guy's gay. You can't call a gay guy a bitch ass nigga, because then it seems like he's being hateful. Even though Dave Chappelle calls people bitch ass niggas all the time. But anyway, what happened was, he said dude stood up, and it was a big gay dude. Like, he looked like a big, strong Texas gay dude that was like ready to box. And he said he didn't back down. He said, fuck it, I'm gonna throw hands. He said it looked like they were about to get into a fight. He said, but all of a sudden this gay dude took out his phone and called the police, which then he refers to the fact that gay people are the minority until they want to be white again. He said a gay black dude would have never did that, because they know when the police get there, they don't come in and ask, hey, where's Clifford? Because they're all Clifford. It's the privilege of it all. Broke the phone out and called the police immediately. So he's trying to get you to understand with certain things that he's been through, also giving you real life instances. Now, this is what brings up him talking about how there was a lady who approached him and tried to say he hates women. Dave Chappelle hates women. Really? Dave Chappelle hates women. That's funny. Is it because he says bitch a lot? He says he's been getting a lot of flack from feminists. He was like, you know what? If I'm sitting here offending these people, I want to know who it is I'm offending. I want to know what it is and why I'm offending these people. So he looked up the definition of feminist. Do you guys know what the definition of a feminist is? I'll tell you. A feminist is a person who believes in equal rights and equality for women. A person, not a woman or not a man, a person So Dave Chappelle realized that he was a feminist because he believes in equal rights and equality for all women. So he took it upon himself to claim and to put on himself that he is a feminist, which in reality he knew him saying that was going to piss off feminists all over the place. But he doesn't care because you can't cancel him. And technically, he's right. He's right. Think about that. If you believe right now, anybody in this chat, if you believe that women should have equal rights and you believe in equality for all women, you are a feminist. It doesn't mean that you are a feminine man. But he had a point, right? Dave Chappelle had a point. So I know he used that in a way to do that shit, but he was like, he basically wanted to clear the air about the whole LGBTQ shit. So he said he didn't have a problem with the LGBTQ community. He had a problem with white people. So he was saying that in all his specials. Now, if you go back, because the one that he did that really got him in hot water with the LGBTQ community was Sticks and Stones. Because he was telling transgender jokes, and transgender people went ham and tried to say that he was transphobic and homophobic and all types of shit and say he's hateful, all this shit, right? So he wanted to make it clear in this special that they were absolutely wrong. So what he said was, and I can't wait till I tell y'all the story at the end. He reminded them of the jokes, the lines that he used in all his previous specials, all the specials that he had on Netflix. If you go back and watch them all, he was making it very clear what his problem was. Let me read off some of these jokes. One of them said, "How much do I have to participate in your self-image?" That's one. "You shouldn't discuss this in front of black people." That's two. These are in his previous specials, the ones that he was getting flack for and being called a homophobe and a transphobe for. "I know niggas in Brooklyn that wear high heels just to feel safe." Hilarious joke, but it makes sense. Think about it. A black man walking down the street in heels so that he won't be taken as a threat. Because it's safer to be LGBTQ out here than it is to be a black person. Apparently, that's where he was getting at. Then he said, "Why is it easier for Bruce Jenner to change his gender than it is for Cassius Clay to change his name?" He was leaving you all the info you needed to add to what his stance was, but they made it about something else. They wanted to cancel him for it because, oh, God forbid, he moved the goalpost to where it needed to be instead of pushing people away from what needs to be heard. You feel me? It's real shit. Now, they basically didn't listen to this shit. He even brought up the example of Caitlyn Jenner becoming Woman of the Year in the first year of Caitlyn being turning into a woman, and was talking about how women hated that because they did, but they couldn't say anything because of the time we were living in, even though they had every right to say something about that. And it wasn't even about the fact that Bruce Jenner turned into Caitlyn Jenner. It was the fact that this is the first year this motherfucker is a woman. He said Caitlyn didn't even have a period yet. Can you believe that? She's fucking Woman of the Year. Like I'm telling you, Dave is a genius with the way that he moved this shit. Now I wanna bring up this other story. Before I get to this last story, I gotta say, man, because I need that. That's one of the reasons why I did bring this up. Thank you for the 2, Kobe. Appreciate you. When you're truly great, they can't cancel you. You damn right. You damn right. Now, even in the crowd, do you see this pic? Look below. Look below the picture I just put up of Dave. Y'all see those two? If you haven't seen the special, remember those two faces. They are right in the front. Now, I don't know if they were strategically placed in the middle like that in the front where you could see them vividly every time he told a joke and the camera turned around. But I know that there was a reason that they were there and in the light like they were. You got to understand. These two ladies right here hardly laughed the entire time. Mostly shook their head at what was going on. Somehow, they allowed some Karens into the fucking show. But even worse, the Karens decided to show up to a Dave Chappelle stand-up. Can you believe that? This is something like, I like this part because there were a lot of people who noticed it, but I don't think enough people noticed it because of how great the special was. Like, fuck the people in the crowd. Like, I'm listening to Dave, but I distinctively kept remembering the fact that these two right here in the middle of the crowd were not amused by any of the jokes that Dave was telling. Maybe laugh. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I maybe saw one of them laugh probably once. Maybe a chuckle, a little bit, a smile. But for the most part, they were shaking their head and looking evil. At a Dave Chappelle concert. Think about that. What up, Em from New York? What's happening? You can't go to a Dave Chappelle stand-up special and think that you about to just feel comfortable. You're not about to feel comfortable. Who did they think they was going to see? This is why I think this was strategically placed. I think they were strategically placed here. Because ain't no way you went to this concert, didn't laugh, and then was up there looking crazy. Had the whole Karen hairdo. Look at the lady on the right. It's puffed out. I know you can hardly see it because I had to take a picture on my phone from the actual TV screen because I couldn't screenshot the actual special. But damn. Now let's get to this story, man. Just so people can understand too that Dave had no problem with transgender people, had no problem with the gay community. He told a story that was personal to him. Now, let's talk about this. Yeah, the shame on them to go into one of Dave's last fucking stand-up specials and acting the way that they did. They should have gave their spots up to some black people. Anyway, Dave told a story about Daphne. Daphne is a transgender comedian. And there was something that happened in San Francisco one time where Dave had a back and forth with somebody, and it was like a moment where Dave kind of, had like a teachable moment or something like that. I don't know what the fuck. But it resulted in whatever took place in San Francisco that stuck out to Dave, made Dave go, hey, you know what? Whenever I perform in San Francisco, you can open up for me. But let me tell you how that happened. This person opened for Dave when Dave came out to San Francisco and totally bombed. Totally bombed. He said the set was horrible. Just straight was trash. But she made it out the stage unscathed. Dave went on and killed it, and then said that they went backstage, and they was back there with a whole bunch of. This was back when Paul Mooney was still alive. Paul Mooney was at the show. He said it was a bunch of comedian greats. They were all in the back, chilling, laughing, joking, and said that he said Daphne was back there killing it, just telling stories and making the whole room crack up. He walked up to Daphne like, yo, I didn't know you were funny. I didn't see that out on stage. Like, you were on stage, you bombed, But you back here with all the comedian legends and you back here making everybody laugh. He said, you know what? You're doing some things wrong. I can help you. I could give you some pointers. He said, whenever I am in San Francisco, you can open up for me and I will give you pointers and help you out. Because Dave isn't transphobic and he doesn't hate gay people. His narrative was not that. Now, this is what happened. After that happened, Dave Chappelle put out Sticks and Stones. And Sticks and Stones was the special that put him in heat with the community, where they were calling him all types of names and calling him all types of words and saying all this other shit. Daphne, being that she had this experience with Dave and knew him personally, vouched for him in the way that she said that's not his character. Matter of fact, there was a line in there that I wish I could have quoted. I don't know it for sure, but it went along the lines of, what is it? Punch down. That's what it was. He said there was a phrase that was used against him way back in the day, 16 years ago, when he was out there saying that because he made some jokes and somebody that was transgender was at the show, or somebody gay was at the show, and was like, Dave punches down on the LGBTQ community or whatever. So when they saw the headline, Daphne said Dave doesn't punch down, he doesn't punch up, he punches lines, and he's the greatest at doing it, and all this other shit. Said some cool shit. Daphne got obliterated on social media by her community. Because one thing they hate is when one of them keeps it real. That's what I've noticed, apparently. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like when somebody goes against the grain and doesn't follow along, they get attacked for it. If y'all know Flame Monroe's the same way. Flame Monroe's the type of person that will say what's real and then get her own community to go against her because she's not following the line, or he's not following the line, whatever he is that day. But Daphne got attacked for that shit. Dave appreciated the fact that Daphne stood up for him and shit like that. But it was just one of those moments where he was like, damn, I really see what's going on. Y'all really don't give a fuck. Y'all really just want to tear motherfuckers apart. Now, shortly after, Daphne committed suicide. Now, nobody knows what it was from. Nobody knows exactly what she was going through or he was going through at the time. But that happened. Dave, not even trying to pay attention to what her community was trying to do for her, realized that Daphne had a child, a daughter. He decided to create a trust fund for Daphne's daughter. And he said he hopes he's alive when Daphne turns 21 because he wants to give that money to Daphne's daughter when she turns 21 himself. And then he also said that he can't wait for the day to say that your father was a very wonderful woman. He said, I knew your father, and he was a very wonderful woman. See, this guy is a genius, man. The jokes are incredible. And then they also bring you to a place of like empathy, which is what he said too. He said empathy isn't gay, empathy isn't black, empathy is bisexual. It goes both ways. Trust me. That's like, and I honestly like it was just one of those things that was just it was great, man. It was great. It was fucking great. And Dave Chappelle has done it once again. Like, I don't think there hasn't been one bad special to me. There has not been one bad special that Dave Chappelle has ever put out. And I don't know about anybody else. Maybe I should create a poll. I've been trying to learn how to do this poll shit. Let me see if I can do it. That dude in from New York taught me how to do this. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this going. Give me a second. See if I can create a poll. We gonna see y'all vote on this, man. I'm gonna need y'all vote on this. Dave is definitely top 5. You damn right. Love Lace, what's happening? She said Dave, it gives it realistic and raw, and he throws some humor in it as well. Makes him one of the greatest. Exactly. He gotta be one of he's always gonna be in the GOATs. That's his shit. He is the GOAT. Yo, let me put this poll up. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Ha! I have learned. He said rookie. All right, let me pull up the poll. Is Dave Chappelle top 5 of all time? We gonna ask the community. Zen said, Dave the GOAT. Eddie gave up the stage too early. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He stayed on the music scene. Or I said the movie scene. Eddie was out there singing too. My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. That nigga was out there going in. The intelligence in this humor, definitely. Zen said 1 Chappelle, 2 Pryor, 3 Murphy, 4 Harris, 5 Williams. Okay. Ari said his points and the way he delivers it sets him apart from the rest. Nolan Power says, "Dang, I'm late today." It's all good. We still got a poll. Vote on the poll. We got 15 votes so far. 87% say yes. I want to see y'all top 5s, man. So if Dave Chappelle isn't in your top 5 and you voted no, who is in your top 5 greatest comedians of all time? Lovelace said, what you learned something new. So proud of you because I know for sure I don't know how. Jimmy Chow, he said Dave top 15. Okay. Who's your top 5, Jimmy Chow? Put your top 5 in there. Let's hear. And from New York said Eddie, a movie star. He had to leave the stage. Yeah. Prophylactic said, party all the time. The nigga said, party all the time. Yeah. That nigga was getting it. My girl always digging out my dimes, digging out my dimes, digging out my dimes. That's going to be the remix, Mickey. That's the GMS remix. The weed mix. That's what it is. My girl always picking through my dimes, picking through my dimes, picking through my dimes. Every time I leave the house, my sack's a little lighter. After all of the weed I smoke with you, I gave you big ass nugs, 1.5s or greater. But you still want more, what am I to do? My girl always picking through my dimes, picking through my dimes, picking through my dimes. Let's make that shit. We gotta make that shit. That's top. That's gonna be a hit. That is a hit. That's a fucking smash. I'm telling you. Somebody put some music behind that shit. Let me go find that motherfucking that instrumental. He says GMS, you zooted. Yeah, I'm about to hit this Pinchy too. I smoked a joint, but I had a Pinchy packed already. We got 30 votes, and 90% say Dave Chappelle is the greatest. Is he top 5 comedians of all time? We got 30 votes. 90% say yes. I'm gonna vote yes because I am biased in this situation. He said, I thought you was unbiased. It said Eddie Murphy, Chappelle, Bernie Mac, Martin Lawrence, Corey Holcomb. Hey, Marcus said Mooney, Pryor, Murphy, Chappelle, O'Neal. Rest in peace to Patrice O'Neal. Theodora said Pryor, Carlin, Gregory, Chappelle, and O'Neal. Okay. Second verse? What's the second verse? I forgot what the second verse was like. If you have a nigga that look like Rick James coming in, she like the dig arms. It was precise. Oh, shit. I'm high. Stop playing. He said beef or chicken. Chicken, nigga. What do I think about the wax? I like the wax, man. I be smoking some of that sometimes. You said Carlos Miller is headed towards the all-time great list. Carlos is very funny. He has a lot to do, though. I need to see some specials out of Carlos. Let me see some specials, man. Let me see some. They got the fan base to do it. They definitely got the fan base to do it. All of them. So you also let me see. I got Top Chat on the fucking screen. Let me put on live chat. How about that? $34 votes. 91% say Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. Do I end the poll yet? Has everybody voted? I don't think everybody voted. We got 43 people in here right now. You got to vote. I want to see all them votes. Oh, wow. C. Reef said Bernie Mac, Earthquake, David, Corey, Lavelle Crawford. That's a good list. That's a good list. He said remix with Yoga Pants, man. Rockin' Bird said Fox, Murphy, Pryor, Rock, and Chappelle. DC the Truth. What's up, DC? DC said Rich, Eddie, Fox, Mac, and Patrice. Spank Low said Bernie, Robin Harris, Damon Wayans, Bill Burr, and Eddie. Okay. Damn. Y'all got some good top 5s, man. Yeah, 5 is hard. It's very hard especially when people have been coming out with new shit too. Like, there's been some new shit coming out that's great. Shucky Ducky. R.I.P. Robin Harris for sure. Oh yeah, y'all gotta speak now. We got 38 votes. Still, Dave Chappelle is 92% in the running. That's not going nowhere. I wanted to end the poll, but I want more votes in there. I want to get to at least 40 votes. We need 40 votes. 40 votes. You need to vote right now. Is Dave Chappelle top 5 comedians of all time? T-Fam said Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Robin Harris, Dave Chappelle, honorable mention, Bernie Mac. Yo, I watched Kings of Comedy the other day. And it was a while since I seen it. Man, let me tell you something, man. You got to understand, Bernie Mac is amazing. Bernie Mac is untouchable. You got to think about the fact that the people that was on stage with him didn't want to go after him. And all them niggas was funny. DL, Cedric, Steve. All was scared of Bernie Mac. And that's a fact. Jack. You jive ass turkey. Chris Tucker could have been top 5, but he stuck to acting. Yeah, and he got a little cleaner with his comedy too. He got saved and shit, so then he started doing cleaner comedy. Eternal Umber said Pryor, Murphy, Mac Chappelle, and George Carlin for sure. Craig Tyler was dope, yeah. R.I.P. R.I.P. KP said Chappelle, Carlin, Pryor, Cat, is that Cat? Yeah, Cat and Patrice, no order. The vote is done. 46 votes and 91% said Dave Chappelle. As it is written. Look at that. 46 votes. 91% said yes. No, 8% said no. I saw a lot of you guys as top 5s, and I cannot argue them. Soul Men, first of all, yeah, Soul Men, I'm so glad you brought that up, C-Reef. Soul Men was Bernie Mac's best movie that he has ever did. The best. And it was Samuel L. Jackson's best co-starring movie he's ever been in. These two guys would have been an incredible duo if Bernie was still alive. I promise you. If Bernie and Samuel L. Jackson would have linked up for at least 3, 4, 5 more movies, do you understand how many classics would have been made? Soul Men was like, and you could tell they ad-libbed a lot of that shit. They ad-libbed a lot of that movie, man. And it was amazing how they did it. Sang all their parts. They went in the studio and sang that shit. And they did all the moves. Ad-lib most of the movie. Just incredible, man. Bernie Mac was an incredible actor, man. And I'm pissed that he didn't get way more roles, because they always talked about his speech and how he talked and shit, but nigga, look what time we in now. White people show up in droves in festivals to hear niggas go. Come on, man. Bernie Mac was the fucking future. Let's be honest. Imagine Bernie Mac making fun of the new age rappers today. That shit would be hilarious. He was Lester. I'm Lester, the court jester. Got his ass punched out. He said, I'm going to go back to my 5-star hotel and eat me a steak big as your motherfucking back. I would take a shower, shit, and shave. Oh, yeah. Bernie was getting on his ass. He said, you upsetting my dog. You the dog, nigga. He told this nigga he was the dog, bro. Hey, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Soul Man, go watch that movie, man. That shit is so great. So great. But look, I digress. I love talking about comedians, man, because one thing that people love to do is laugh. And I think that's one thing that really does bring people together no matter what's going on, man. And I'm glad that Chappelle decided to drop another special on us. Hopefully it isn't his final episode, but hopefully we get a lot more from the legend, man. I want at least a couple more. I need a couple more, man. I know he still got it in him. He can't stay away from the stage. He loves the shit. So maybe this is his final special that's going to be on Netflix. But hopefully it's not his final special. Now, GMS fam, I know that I was going to I'm gonna let that be known. I'm doing something now that I feel like wasn't something that was done for me as being an artist. For those that don't know, I make music. but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to promote everybody else. So if you make music, whether you rap, you sing, whatever it is, I created an email for the GMS fam. Do you understand? I created an email. And I want artists to send me their best songs so that I can preview them at the end of my shows to close out my show. Now, I play my beats in the beginning to start the show, but I want to start ending my shows with other artists. So I need artists to send me their best song and a picture they would like me to use, and they will be the artists that will be showcased at the end of my show, and their music will be played to close it out. That's what I want to do, because one thing that we do love on this channel is music, laughs, and spreading that positive energy. GMS is that type of shit. So, appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm going to play one of these motherfuckers while I get up out of here, because I didn't get any songs yet from anybody. I would play another high def song, but I can't get into my email at the moment. But just know that the email exists, and I'm going to post that on my channel. So make sure you look for that post, and we're going to make that shit happen. So GMS fam, if you did not participate in the chat, now is your time. All right? Now is your chance. Everybody else, you know what's up. Put a GMS in the comments right now. I'm about to shout everybody out. All right? Let's go. Let's go. Put a GMS in the comments. Hey. Shout out to Ralph S., Arius, Allen, Eternal Umbra, Spank, Loke, Pimpin', Marcus, Speaks, Zoner Zone, C-Mo, Jimmy Chow, Prophylactic Tactics, High Def in the building, T-Fam1, Tehadora NYC, Numisu Huinya. Shout out to you. Love Lace, KP, Pedro Lee, Nolan Powers, Mr. 1 and 1 3000, Zen Master, Marcus Jenkins, Cool Brother Phil. Let me take a hit. Lady Aries. Hey. Follow me on my socials. Hit my Cash App if you're feeling generous. I much appreciate it. See, the GMS show is something that I do daily, and I want to keep this thing running. So if you really support GMS, if you really support the green room in the chat and everything that I do here and what I present to you and the conversations that we have, donate to the GMS show. Hit the Cash App if you are feeling generous. I much appreciate it. God bless you. Shout out to CD, Brim Dog in the building. SB the Truth. Let's go. Hey, like I said too, I got 2 more GMS shirts in stock as well. I might give them away actually, so disregard that. But they're here. I just thought about it. I was like, man, it's only 2 left until I get more, so I might as well give them away. I am giving away a GMS jersey though, because it's gonna be a one of a kind, just to let you know. But anyway, GMS fam, we out, man. Y'all have a good fucking day. I'm going to see y'all back here later this week. Y'all know what tomorrow is. So pull up. Let's go. GMS family, we out.